This right here is a blunt. Inside of this blunt is some weed. Now, I probably shouldn't have put my weed in this blunt. I'm usually a paper raw connoisseur. The reason why I put it in this blunt today is to only pay respect and pay homage to the young brother who's about to get ridiculed for doing this same action. It's your boy Dame. Subscribe to Dame's World. Hit the likes, hit the shares. Let's get it through the algorithms. As y'all have seen, Bronny posted on social media of him hitting the blood of weed. Young Bron James, young Bronny. And the world is already in an uproar. Why would he do that? He's stupid. That's Bron James. He's smoking weed. Oh my goodness. Just a few things I have to say. For one, like I said, invest in them raws, Bronny. I'm only doing this for you, nigga. I'm only doing this for you because I'm behind you 100%. But invest in them raws. But most importantly, strip the narrative that weed is bad. Strip the narrative that smoking weed is a bad thing. They've been associated with more healing properties than harmful properties. Aside from the fact that weed is good, weed is great, we got to stop looking at 16-year-old kids and weed in comparison to something they're too young for. When you have autistic kids or kids who suffer from certain diseases use medicinal marijuana to heal themselves. Weed is not liquor. Weed is not cocaine. Weed is not something. Weed is like spinach. You get superpower and you get enhanced from marijuana. It's not a detriment. The detriment is you if you choose to be lackadaisical on marijuana or if you choose to fuck off your experience while on marijuana. But weed is good. We grew up with the DARE campaign, Don't Do Drugs, which was only emphasized on weed. They ain't tell me shit about the bottle. Apparently America is cool if we drink. But if we smoke weed, it's a problem. And I know what many of y'all gonna say. Most of y'all gonna say, well, he's a kid, he's a toddler. Man, different nations, different strokes for different folks. Morality is relative. Motherfuckers be 10 years old on opioids working in some countries. Staying up for 20 hours. Not saying it's good or bad for me, but this lens we have on drugs is subjective. And the science behind weed being bad is just ignorant. The fact that weed is not legal in the country should tell you about our country. The fact that some of us is finna exercise this time to ridicule Bronny, little Bronny, for smoking weed. A high school kid smokes a blunt. That's the narrative in the press page. High school kid smokes a blunt, but because it's Bronny Jr., we feel like we're compelled to talk about it and chastise this little boy. Do Bronny get good grades? Is Bronny hooping? Is Bronny Daddy LeBron? You tell me he can't smoke weed? He can't eat spinach? He can't have his greens? Again, I'm only indulging in this paper, in this blunt, just to dupe my nigga Bronny. Bronny, get them raws, my nigga. Get them raws if you gonna do it, my nigga. And then you got people saying, oh, well, I agree with smoking, but he shouldn't have posted it. This is that conformity shit you niggas be on. You know, you think weed is okay, but you don't want the perception out there that you smoke so other people can feel comfortable with who you are. But that's a delirium, an image you put up of who you're not if you don't post what you do. Not saying everybody has to post what they do, but if somebody does, Bronny smoking, why does he have to fit his image for your liking? He's his own person. Obviously, he's a unique motherfucker. Shout out to Bronny. I want to meet the little nigga. But he's a unique motherfucker. And we already trying to strip that uniqueness and box him into our little matrix of, oh, you don't do that. You don't post those things on social media, Bronny. You should know better. You ain't got to know shit. He wasn't out there drinking hen dog. Which I would disagree with, but still, that ain't my kid. Hen dog is harmful. Weed is not. They made apples and oranges. They made apples and drugs. Alcohol is a drug. Weed is from the nation, motherfucker. Then, all the shit going on. All the shit going on today. In life. For us to dwell on Bronny smoking as a problem in society? Bronny smoking weed as a problem in society? At best, what is that doing? I'm going to tell you two things that it's doing. Because we're so narrow, we're the binary people. We either say, I don't agree, I do agree. That's just how we are. Some people are going to say, ain't nothing wrong with it. Most people probably going to say, he's stupid, he's a fool, and ridicule Bronny and his daddy. But for me, it's just the assessment game of the action at hand. Is what he's doing harming society? Is what he's doing affecting anyone else outside of himself? And is what he's doing harming himself? They all say no. The only problem is the people viewing it who feel like it's a problem. His action at hand is, if we don't pay no mind to Bronny smoking, nothing happens to society. Even when we pay mind, nothing happens but us getting distorted from the viewpoint of what society actually is, which is a shit show. I'd rather talk about pedophilia. I'd rather ridicule pedophilia, corrupt governing, lying-ass presidents, child trafficking. ICE is sterilizing women right now. ICE. Black and brown women. Eugenics all over again, and you think I'm going to sit here and ridicule and complain about Bronny doing this? You got to be fucked up. As a society, we need to stop worrying about what little Bronny is doing. And if he is doing it, good for him. Wade's son, good for him. Wade's daughter, good for him. Who the fuck are you? Media? Nigga watching this, who are you to project your opinion and say, oh, he's bad, he shouldn't be. Even if you can have an opinion, it's cool. Everybody got an opinion. I'll be having my opinions, but I'm not going to tell them unless it's of detriment to the society. I feel it's of detriment to society. I feel it is a citizen's duty to point out ill shit in the nature. You trafficking your kids, nigga, you need to be called out. You out there, like, for me, the Boosie incident where you got a 14-year-old getting head from a stripper in this society over-sexualizing kids, I think that does need to be called out. Even the Wade situation, I feel like the over-sexualization of a kid in that regard, how it's being perpetuated, is unwarranted. But at the same breath, I'm not scolding. I'm not berating these niggas. Give your opinion and go, but to chastise and think you just some sanctimonious nigga that'll do better in that position? None of you niggas is Bronny. None of you niggas is Wade. None of you niggas is none of them. They're them. So while you can have an opinion, don't hold these